What is YouTube? YouTube, we are on day 63. 63 of retaining the seed. Today was cool. My shoulders still hurt from doing those 1,000 push-ups. I had a closing today. Yeah, closed another wholesale deal. Students are looking good. They're closing deals too. We're making it happen. We are making it happen. As far as semen retention, nothing really today. You know, I still get physical urges every now and then, and sometimes the urges come to want to do something or something, but nothing happens, and I just know better than to judge myself. I was in deep thought earlier of like, if this was the past, right? And I was having these thoughts, I would be battling those thoughts. And I would be, why am I having these thoughts? Beating myself up over the thoughts, just struggling with the thoughts. And it's much easier now that I'm not doing that. I'm not beating myself up. I'm a man. I get horny sometimes. I get bricked up sometimes. I have intrusive thoughts sometimes, and sometimes I have lustful thoughts. But do I want to take those lustful thoughts out of my heart? Yes, of course. I want to get to the point where I don't have those lustful thoughts or even those lustful urges anymore. Like, I don't think like that anymore. But do I have those still? Yes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, yes, for sure. But a thing that really helps me is that, you know, because when you do the shadow work and you talk to your younger self, you talk to your inner child, you talk to the parts of yourself that you don't like, okay, you make an agreement with them, or like you just work with them, and it's like, yep, I had a lustful thought, I did that. And I'm not beating myself up about it. And it's easier to just ride it out. And they get less and less and less because I'm not giving them such a high impact anymore. I'm not giving them such a high, you know, authority over my mind and over my emotions, you know? I have to accept the things that I've done in my past. And because I've done those things in my past, I'm talking about, you know, the sex, the porn, all that other stuff. As a result, as an effect from that, I now have lustful thoughts, and I have a sexualized brain, a over-sexualized brain. That's just part of it. And if I want to move forward from that, I just have to, that's what it is. That's what it is, and now I'm moving on from that. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying that we're going to be like that forever, but we're moving on. We're moving on from that now. It's okay that I have those thoughts. Now we're going to not have those thoughts. That's it. And that's such a game changer, bro, because I remember so many times, right? What you got to do is escape the shame cycle. It's a shame cycle. You have the issues from your past, whatever. You have the inner child, you have the trauma, all this other stuff. You have all this stuff that causes you to look for love and validation from outside sources. Porn. And when you do the porn, it makes you feel shameful of yourself, which causes more issues, which causes you to look for more outside love, and it just da-da-da-da-da. It's a shame cycle. And you got to get out of that. You got to get out of there. You're like, first you got to start healing the other stuff, right? The trauma, the inner child. Then once you start working on that, you have these epiphanies. You're like, oh, wow, didn't know that was there. Now you're just stuck with the shame cycle of the present. You know, you're doing the porn. It's like it's an effect. The porn is, and all that is an effect from all the trauma. Now you healed the trauma low key. Now you still have to deal with the effects of the trauma, right? Which is, and one of them was the porn, and then the shame cycle of the porn. Once you stop feeling shameful for yourself, right? You can go about it a bunch of different ways, but eventually you have to stop feeling shameful. Like, bro, I watch porn. It sucks. I don't like it, but it is what it is. And it's very hard to do that. I'm not gonna lie. Because your morals, especially if you're a Christian, your morals, especially if you read the Bible, your morals, your ethics, everything in your brain is telling you to feel bad about what you did. Everything in your brain is telling you to like beat yourself up. And it's like you feel like the Holy Spirit is beating you up about it. You know, what's the word? Not shame, but like convicting you. It's really hard and it goes against everything you know, but you have to say, no, I'm not feeling shameful for what I did. Even though you want to stop, right? You're not saying it's okay, but you're saying, I'm not feeling shameful for what I did. I don't like what I did. I'm going to work to stop it, but it's okay. That's really tough. It goes against every bit of logic that you have. It goes against everything you know to not feel shameful for what you did. Because once you do the shadow work, and once you learn to accept the parts of yourself that you don't like, that means accepting the part of you that wants to watch porn and is constantly addicted to porn. Okay? You learn to look at him, like if you had to imagine, look at that younger hurt version of you and just be like, bro, it's okay, I got you, bro. I'm here. You hug yourself like, I got you, bro. It's okay. And you love yourself unconditionally. Right? That's how we want to be loved. That's how we want to feel like somebody loves us despite all of the horrible things we've done, despite all of the sins, despite all of the like grotesque, shameful, horrible things we've done. We want somebody to forgive us. And it's our job, it's my job to forgive me. I have to look at myself and be like, it's okay, bro. It's okay. And that starts with, as soon as you get done doing the deed, stop feeling shameful for yourself. I'm not saying it's okay, right? But that's what you have to tell yourself. It's okay. You know, but that hurt version of you is be like, no, it's not okay, because look at what I just did. I'm a horrible person. It's like, no, you're not a horrible person. You're not a horrible person. Certain things happen to you in your life, in your past, and that's how you learned how to deal with it and cope with it. It's okay. It's okay. I love you, and we're going to get through this. Do I want you to keep doing it? Probably not, no. But do I forgive you? Yes. And that means what you just did is okay. Let's move on. Sometimes you have to let that little hurt version of you do its little thing. And not beat yourself up about it. That goes against like your logic, your brain. But I'm telling you, that's what I had to do. I'm just telling you what worked for me, okay? Because it's to the point now to where I don't watch porn and I don't beat my meat anymore. I'm telling you emotionally how it happened. I just had to tell myself, you want to do it? Do it. Do it. Go ahead, do it. Right? You go do whatever you got to do. It's like, your little hurt version of you, little demon inside of you wants to go do whatever. And then you're just sitting there like, okay. All right. You're not feeding that loop anymore. It's like when you're in a toxic relationship and you just get to the point of like, I'm done with this relationship. That's a very good example. If you've ever been in a toxic relationship, like a really, really, really toxic relationship, and you just get to the point to where it's like, I'm done. I'm done with you and I'm done with this relationship. I'm not doing it anymore. But that person in that toxic relationship knows you like the back of their hand. So they know what triggers you, they know what gets to you, they know what gets under your skin. And so they do the little things that they've always done to get under your skin, and you're just like, I'm not reacting. I'm not reacting to that. I'm genuinely done this time. And you walk away. And that makes the toxic version of you, they're like, what the he's actually done. So they either change, which this is a relationship with yourself. So the other part of you is going to change. It's going to grow out of it. You are going to grow as a whole, right? But I'm comparing this to just a romantic relationship, a toxic relationship. That other person is like, whoa, they really are done. You know, they did the normal thing that always gets on your skin, always makes you flash out, and you just, nope, I'm not reacting. You could say whatever you want to try and hurt me, but I'm done. You're not gonna hurt me anymore. And so that's what you have to do with your hurt self that wants to flash out and watch porn and jerk off and all that. You know, it's like you let it do it, and then you're just like, I'm not feeling bad. I'm not feeling bad for it anymore. I'm not shaming myself anymore. What I did was okay. It was okay. And that just, it feels like it doesn't make sense, but that's what you have to tell yourself, and that's what it is. It's like, it's okay. What, is it just never gonna be okay? You're just never gonna forgive yourself for what you did in the past? At some point you have to say, it's okay. I was hurt, and I did some things that, you know, they weren't necessarily good, but it is what it is. And I forgive myself for it. I love myself for it. You know? So that's a big thing. That's a very big thing. And getting over things like porn, fapping, or there's other vices, depending on somebody, always wanting to go out, drinking, smoking weed, whatever your thing is. But I know that porn is a big shame cycle. Porn has a big shame cycle, right? And you really have to know what you're doing, but like, I really think it takes a lot of isolation. It takes isolation. You have to be alone with yourself for a long period of time, like at least like 90 days. Like you have to move out of your city, away from everybody you know, cut everybody off for a season of time, and just sit with yourself and get to know yourself and learn how to forgive yourself and love yourself despite all of the things that you do that you don't like. Okay? So, yeah, that's a big lesson. Big lesson that I'm learning, right? Because now it's just down to the thoughts. It's just thoughts, physical urges, here and there. And no matter what happens, you know, there's a line in the sand that can't be crossed, you know, like I'm not gonna beat my meat, you know, or look at porn, you know, but even then, like when that happened, I had to be like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. And this is all a process. This is all a process. It does not happen overnight. By any means, it does not happen overnight. Right? It takes prayer, exercising, physically and emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all that. It takes all the exercises. And you can get over it. It is definitely possible. Right? So that's it. Day 63 of semen retention. And had a closing today, so that's awesome. And yeah, day 63. If you want to join the Discord and have me help you get a wholesale deal, I could do that for you. I could get you a wholesale deal in 90 days or less, as long as you show up and do the work. Okay, got that. So yeah, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, you know what to do. Stay motivated.